Assalamu alaikum. Sulaiman Rahim here. Welcome. Sulaiman Rahim, Messenger of the Covenant, Breaker of the Seven Seals. This is December the 10th, 2021. Just days, literally days before the abomination of desolation. So we're going to talk about the Great Army. Critical Analytics, War Talk section. The Great Army. As I've been promised you, brothers and sisters, I said as we get closer and closer, I'm going to make it clearer and clearer and clearer. See, we have other ears listening also. I make it clearer and clearer and clearer, and we see things are coming into focus. Things are coming into focus. Those are being told about these things, they should see them. But we see some people, right, like they say, yeah, well, but they wasn't with it to begin with. So we don't worry about them. See, because they got the wrong idea. They have no idea what's going on. See, the devils, they send these little clowns in for all kinds of agendas. Whole thing is to stop this unity from taking place. It's such a powerful thing, this unity. See, and the call to battle, such a powerful call, and very few are answering. See? But we got all the demons and the vipers and the ignorant Negroes coming in, hey, everything they can, see, because Master sent them in. Don't let them unify. Do anything you can. As the Quran says, they'll come in, right, and say they believe in one day and disbelieve in another day, trying to get you to, confuse you. See, but we're not confused here, and we know who they are. See, but see, that's part of the problem, because it says, right. See, people talking about you got the Christians, everybody. Oh man, this war. They think they pray. You listen to them on the internet. They praying for this war with Israel because they think that's when Jesus is going to come. They praying for it. See, you got some, but these people claim they was with Elijah Muhammad. They want this war. They want. Well, they don't want the war because they don't even know the war. They don't even know there is a war, right? But they want America to go down. At least that's what they're saying. But they have no idea what they're talking about. See, it's like, oh man, I'll be glad when. What was that country that Noah was in? I'm glad when destroyed. Yeah, but it's going to be destroyed by a flood, fool, if you don't get on the ark. What's going to happen to you? And in that sense, I'm going to just say this quickly, then we can move on. See, I'm going to point out a few things here. See, hold on. Because this is a very interesting statement. People are paying attention to. Now, pay attention very carefully. Woe to you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? See, because they asking for it, but they don't understand, it may not be good for them. See, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord. See, Elijah Muhammad said, don't pray for that day. He said, don't pray for it. I was there. He said, don't pray for it. See, because a lot of those people that was in his presence, they would not survive it. That's why he told me, because the brother jumped up and said, the Holy Apostle, I'll be glad when this war comes and to get rid of the devil. And this was doing theology of time. And the messenger said to him, brother, don't pray for that day. He said, that confused a lot of people, because, they thought that's what Elijah wanted. That the messenger wanted that day. He said, don't pray for that day. He said, pray you make it to the hereafter, but don't pray for that day. See? Don't pray for that day. See? Because he knew that a lot of those people that was professing belief for him would not survive it. See? Because they had the wrong idea. So let's go backwards. Let's go back here. Oops. Now we got those that in light of what I just said, right? What's holding up? What's the delay? See, because it said there would be a delay. See, because it would not tell you that no one would know the day and the time unless there's going to be a delay. Because if it's going to be before time, then who would care? I mean, if I say, if I pick the time, if it's going to be before the time, because the time is supposed to happen is in there. It's in the angel. See, it would have between the Sabbath and the winter, and the Sabbath is September, and the winter is December 21, which is a few days away, right? So it said it would happen between that time. It said, pray that your journey or when you flee, is not on the Sabbath or the winter, which means between September and the 21st of December, which is winter. See? So you can calculate that. I calculated that, and I showed you in chapter 11, those who pay attention, right? I calculate the same way. It still comes up to that particular time, November. So it's between the Sabbath and December, right? And we know that the war would break out in May, which it did. It was a 6-month delay from November to May, right? And it's supposed to finish up within a year, right? So we can calculate that. I calculate all that. But it says, I would not even be able to calculate exactly because it says, no one knows except for God. So that means it's going to be a delay. I can say other reasons. Because it said, it said it will be a delay. It tells you in Jonah, I'm going to show you that in a minute. See? But what's the reason for the delay? See, that's what I'm trying to tell you, brothers and sisters. Nobody's paying attention. See? Because a lot of people they're just there, they're not to pay attention, but they're there is to disrupt, to distract. That's what they're trying to do. Because they're trying to prevent this unification. Because some people understand what this unification means. See? So they're there to distract. See? So what is the reason for the delay? It tells you what the reason for the delay is. Let me show you. There it is right there. You are the reason for a delay. See, brothers and sisters, I don't know how to, this stuff is so simple. But that's why I said the light switch is everywhere. There's a light switch everywhere. And there's even little audio on them say, I'm a light switch, I'm a light switch. And it's loud, right? And you won't flick one of them. So you walk around in darkness because you refuse to turn on the light, and there's lights everywhere. And if someone turns on the light for you, you close your eyes. It says it right there. You the reason. See? Because Jonah prophesied the right time. He prophesied the right time. But God wouldn't do it. Because he says, you're confused. You don't have thorough knowledge yourself. You can't tell your right hand from your left hand. Means you can't distinguish the demons from the saints. That's the reason. See, they can't tell their right hand from their left. You're the reason for the delay. You're angry because of the delay, but you're the reason for the delay. Because you're not ready. Because you don't understand what this is all about. See? It's like you're praying for winter, but you don't know it's going to be winter's going to turn an ice age. Because if you knew that, you'll be praying for the winter. Are you prepared? Oh man, I'm glad when winter time comes. But you don't know it's going to be an ice age, and you are prepared for the ice age? You're praying for something. Are you prepared for that? What you're praying for? See, you want him, if he came on time, would you be ready for it? That's what it says. What it would be to you, what to those who are praying for this, because what would it mean to you? You're the one that's holding us up. But you're not going to hold up forever. You're the one. I mean, it kind of blows your mind, brothers and sisters. See? I mean, if you understand like I understand it, and I don't expect anyone to do because I got 30 years ahead of you. But I I said it's very simple, but I understand that you don't understand Scripture, and you don't even need the angel to understand this. You're the one that's holding it up. Because Jonah prophesied accurately. But Farad overrode him and says, no, I'm not going to do it right now. So he didn't do it early, he did it late. Because of you. That's why he hasn't done it yet. Because if he does it, what would it mean to you? As I said in the previous one, what would it mean to you if he went ahead and did it? Right now, what would it mean to you? Would it be destruction for you? Or would it be salvation for you? Are you ready for it? Brothers and sisters, back here. Brothers and sisters, we need to understand what's going on. I said we get closer and closer, I make clearer and clearer. See, even if I had talked about this clear a year ago or 2 years ago, you wouldn't have understood it. And most of you still understand it now. Those of you familiar with the angel might understand it. See? But our enemies understand it. It tells you. Pharaoh, he understood what the birth of Moses meant. Herod understood what the birth of Jesus meant. Remember, there's only two people that they tried to kill, destroy their birth. That was Elijah and Suleiman. Jesus and Moses. They didn't try to get rid of Aaron because Aaron is their boy. That's Farrakhan. Nobody tried to kill him. How come he's the only one standing now? Because you gave him everything they want. You ain't been no jail. You ain't locked up. You ain't in prison. You ain't been in anything. You haven't done any suffering at all. Only suffering you had is they just devoured your ass. And that was a curse. It says in Malachi because you robbing the nation. Brothers and sisters, this is 1 + 1 = 2 stuff. It says right in Malachi, he's robbing the nation, so he'd be cursed with a curse. Who is robbing the nation? The whole nation. It ain't me. It ain't the devils. Who's all the money going to? Farrakhan. What is he doing with it? Nothing. He's getting rich in himself. So now he's disemboweled. It's right there. I don't have to make up stuff. You don't see me making up stuff here. I just give it to you like it is. If I make up something, show me. Show me something I twisted or distorted. I don't do like they do. So, to cut to the chase here is a great army. See? I told you about this. I says, what's this army thing? It's a great army. See, and I said, Master Muhammad is the God of war. But who brings this army together and gives it to Master Muhammad? The Ancient of Days, Suleiman. He's the one that calls the prophesies to the four winds and make this army come together. And why an army? Why do we come together as an army? Because it's war. And we're the ones causing the war. We're the ones holding it up. But once it starts, our unity is the one that causes the war. That's why we come together as a great army, because we've got to go to battle. I'm going to show you a couple of things here. Brothers and sisters. Here. Look at this, Exodus. So God led them in a roundabout way through the wilderness towards the Red Sea. See? This is the 40 years on Aaron on the Farrakhan. He won the 6 states and whatever. Thus the Israelites left it. See, they didn't go to the 6 states. They left it all together, like an army ready for battle. Because it's war. They leave as an army ready for battle because when they come together, they cause the war. It's wartime now. It doesn't happen until they come together. As I said, when you pull them together, the resistance, I'm going to come together, the resistance is so great that it caused Armageddon. The process of coming together right now is what's causing America all this trouble, all the resistance right now, because everything they're trying to do is to stop us from coming together. Oh, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you that, right? And don't talk about critical race theory and all this kind of stuff, right? All the stuff they're doing right now is a consequence of us coming together. See, but just having been totally come, we haven't, it hasn't totally occurred yet. It won't happen until the four winds blow, and when the false Ezra goes down, because we need an extra little push. See, because they're the resistance. False Ezra is resistance of our coming together. See, so Suleiman is pulling. He's pulling hard. He's pulling. He's giving it everything, right? But he needs Master Prophet Muhammad. There's that little extra oomph to knock out the resistance. See, because that's the headwind. Master Suleiman's running as fast as he can, but he got that headwind. See, that it's just in other words, he needs to go 70 miles an hour, right? And he's running at 50 miles an hour because he got 20 mile an hour headwind. But he needs to get 70. See, he's running 70, but he can't. He's running as fast as he can. But that headwind right there. See, so Master Prophet pulls out the headwind, bam, 70, and that's what it takes to unify our people. See, so we need Master Prophet Muhammad's help, right, to unify our people. See, because Suleiman has the power to get our people together. That causes war. When you get something that you don't have power to have yet, you cause a tremendous amount of tension, a tremendous amount of resistance. See? That's what's causing that's why all this doesn't happen until what? Until we come together. And that's why we leave out like a great army, ready for battle. Ready for battle. Read it, Exodus 13:18. Like an army ready for battle. Why? Because we're at war. I keep saying we're at war, brothers and sisters. We're at war right now. But do you see anybody acting like they're at war? People claim they stand with me. They ain't at war. See, some of them come in and just BS, distracting. The devil knows what's going on here. I know that I can recognize when these people come in. See, like I said, if you squeeze an orange, you get orange juice. If you squeeze an apple, you get apple juice. So you just squeeze. That's part of wisdom. You squeeze a person a little bit, see what comes out. See, they pretend to be an apple, but lemon juice comes out, and you know, hey, whoa, something going on here. There must be lemons. They can't fool me. I've had people come and go for over 30 years. Come, I'm this, they come and they go. Clowns come, clowns go, fools come, fools go, lies come, lies go, right? Because they can't stick around here too long. It said, don't you read Exodus? Don't you read Malachi? It said he would clean this mess. He came, was full of soap. And he said, he didn't come with just a rag and some water. He came full of soap. He said, we'll clean his house thoroughly. See, because I'm not going to pull any bullshit. See, because when we go to war, we ain't going to have any clowns, any fake, right, in our midst. See, that's why it says we went through the wilderness for 40 years. See, hold on here. That's why I said we had to go through the wilderness for 40 years with Aaron. See, because there was a lot of people that was during Elijah's time, just wasn't going to cut it, because they still had that devil, still had that analytical mind. You just couldn't get past the analytical mind. They just couldn't break through. It was the analytical mind. They were so stuck with that analytical mind, just couldn't break through it. See, just couldn't break through. A lot of people following Elijah still had that analytical mind. They was following, but they because he said they didn't have the spirit, so he never really touched the spatial mind with them. They never understood the lessons. But if they understood the lessons, they would never have been fooled by Farrakhan. Farrakhan's not teaching lessons. See? So they still stuck with analytical mind. They still got analytical thinking. See? And they still want to do things the old way. They just can't break free to the new thought. It says make all things new. They still want to hold on to the old stuff. See, that's why they had a problem with Jesus back 2,000 years ago, because he was doing the new stuff, and they just couldn't understand it. Why are you not fasting on Sabbath? He says it's more important for me to save my people than to fast, ain't it? See, they kept condemning because he wasn't going always. See, the old talk. Most of it is not Islamic anyway. All praise be to Allah. Yeah, that's not Islamic. That's ritual. You understand between Islam and ritual? Just like the 5 prayers. You think that's Islamic? That's ritual. Because Moses' followers didn't do that. Abraham's followers didn't do that. See? The prophet set that up. He says, he just said, how many prayers should we have him do? Moses says he should do 70 prayers a day. That's what it said. And Hadith says, him and Moses talked about it. Moses, they should do 70. He says, no, that's too much for me. I just do 5. That was a decision the prophet made. That was ritual. If you do it mathematics, then what does that mean anyway? Because Jesus told him, says, he was against the 5 prayers. He told him, don't be praying out in public. Do it in secret. Because he understood what all that's about. He told him, making salats. See, they didn't want the old way. Oh man, I'm gonna do Ramadan. What about people out here suffering, dying? Is that more important? See, they got the old way of thinking, so they got analytical, and we just leave them behind because that's they time anchors. Now, those are time anchors. See, they got anchor in time, so we leave them back there because leave them back there, their anchor, hold themselves back with that BS. Because we're moving on. It says, what it says? It says, I make some things new, or did I make all things new? That the former things will pass away and nobody will remember. Isn't that 4 older things? You know, the Islam of Prophet Muhammad was different from the Islam of Jesus. Islam of Prophet Muhammad was different from the Prophet Islam of Abraham. They was following the religion of Abraham in the basic sense, but it was different because it's Islam of the times. You don't practice the same thing in the summertime you do in the wintertime. You don't dress the same way. Oh, well, I'm gonna keep dressing like this in the winter. Okay, then you're gonna freeze your ass off. So that's why we went to the wilderness for 40 years. Okay, so that's why we had to go to wander around to get rid of all of them. Because when Joshua came out of that, he took his army. He had an army then. That's what it says. He had an army. He was ready. See, so let me show you something. I tell you, we get clearer and clearer and clearer, so we don't worry about those scripties, those time anchors, right? Those vipers, those clowns, all the ones with those old folks that just can't wait, they can't get it. No waste time with them. We're moving on in time. I tell you, we're time travelers, brothers and sisters. Time travelers. Did I miss that? Oh, here it is. See there? Psalms. Your troops will be ready on your day of battle, arrayed in holy splendor. Your young men will come like a dew from the morning's womb. Young men, not old folks. See, they'll be ready on their battle. Troops. Some translations say army or your people. Be ready for battle. See, that's part of the 40 year in the wilderness to prepare you. See, the culling to get rid of all the weak ones. See, that's what culling is all about. In animal kingdom, culling is like, the lions, they get the old zebras, the weak ones. See, that means so they don't reproduce in the herd. So the herd always stays strong. All the healthy ones keep reproducing. See, so we had to get rid of old ones. They're still stuck in with the mind of the master. They still got master's mind. See? See? They want to talk the old way. They want to hold on the old way. See? And you can recognize them. All you got to do is listen to them a little bit. They'll tell you, they speak on themselves because they don't realize that we can recognize who they are. Because when you try traveling, you can easily see anybody in the past because they're behind you. If you're a time traveler, it's easy to see people in the past, they're behind you. See? But they can't see you because they're looking backwards. They look back in the past. They can't see into the future. They can't see you, but you can see them. So your troops be ready. And that's what it's all about, getting them ready. See? So during the 40 years of in the wilderness, all those are burned out. They got, some old guys, old and died and whatever. But we got rid of all of them. See? Because they was holding everybody back. Remember I says, they're the ones that's holding this whole thing back. They're the ones holding the Master Muhammad back. See? So he's waiting till all the new ones are ready, and then that's when they're going down. When they get ready, see, he's not going to bring them together until we're ready for battle, because it's war. Coming together means a war. In other words, if you can go out there, for instance, if you can go out in battle without no gun, in other words, you know it's a war, you can go out there without a gun, without a knife, any weapons, right? You're going to get slaughtered. So if you're going into a conflict situation, you better be prepared for it. You better have your bulletproof vest on, all that kind of stuff. Because they don't understand our unity is causing the war. That means you have to be, when the unity comes, during that process, you have to be preparing for the battle that's going to result from your unity. It's like you prepare for winter, but you're not preparing. And so that's why so many of our people are going to be lost. It says almost 2/3 of our people are going to be lost. 2/3. Those who understand the angel knows that, because you're only the top 2 that's elected. And the rest of them was replaced by the Shia and the Levites. That's a sad, and that didn't necessarily have to happen, but we got all these demons, these scriptees, these time makers that's slowing the process down, or inhibiting the process, blocking the process, whatever. And they're going to pay. Are they going to pay? We're going to talk about that in a minute too. Give me a second here, brothers and sisters. Okay, we'll talk about that right now. See? And he said to them, strive to enter through the narrow gate, for many I said you will seek to enter and will not be able. Because the judgment's coming. Suleiman is only going to take, Elijah Muhammad gave you that lesson about Dr. Yaqub. He had all these followers, right? I think we had 60,000 followers or something like that. He lined them all up. Now these are his followers, his faithful followers. He lined them all up, and all the young, strong ones he took, and the rest of them he got rid of. Why do you think they get that lesson? Because that's what's going to happen in the judgment here. See? You half-stepping, we don't want you. See? Because we're going to war. You coming in there with your wheelchair and you BSing around and everything else. We ain't got time to mess with you. We're going to war. We spend time trying to protect your ass and get everybody else killed. See? You had time, those of you that knew about the messenger and everything, you had time to prepare. So if you haven't prepared, that's your problem. Just read this. When once the master of the house has risen up, see, this is when he's pulling you together, right? He's risen up and shut the door. And you begin to stand outside and knock on the door. Hey, man, Lord, open up for us. He will answer and say to you, I do not know you. I do not know you. See? Where you are from. I don't know where you're from either. Then you begin to say, we ate and drank in your presence. See, they was with you. They was with you. And you taught in our streets. We taught to us. We was with you and you taught us. Right? But he will say, I tell you, I do not know you. Where you're from. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity. All your bullshit. That's what we're talking about. See, because you wasn't for real. You weren't prepared. Talking about the 10 virgins, remember 10 of them, 5 was prepared and 5 wasn't? And they'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth When you see Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all the prophets of the kingdom of God, and yourself thrust out. That's the end for the scriptees, the liars, the vipers, the demons. See? That's right there. So we don't worry about them. See, because they got this bad idea, like everyone person to me, how many followers you got? What you talking about? How many followers you got? What? Okay, well, if that's the case, the Pope got more followers than Farrakhan got. He got more followers than Elijah Muhammad had. He got more followers than Farad had. So how come he work with the Pope then? All this bullshit. They better study scripture. It says, Superman will walk alone. See? And the resurrection will take place at the royal winds blow. Then he have 144,000 or more, a great army. So I don't listen to these people. You know, they never once heard me ask for a follower, not one time. Never asked me for anybody to support me, not one time. So why would I be worried about if I ain't got nobody with me or not? Why in the hell would that bother me? You see me stopping? You see me crying? Because I ain't got 10,000 people following me saying, "Oh, praise be to whoever." Does that look like it bother me? See, because I know how this turns out. Remember, Jesus told, he said, people say, y'all keep messing around. But my Father sent out 10,000 angels if I just asked for them. It says, he who guards Israel will neither sleep nor slumber. So you think he's guarding. So brothers and sisters, don't be caught up with these fools that come and say, man, he by himself. Of course I'm by myself. Scripture says I'll be by myself. Well, ain't nobody supporting him. Did he ask anybody to support him? See? Nobody's listening to him. Did I ask anybody to listen to me? I'm just putting the truth out there. See? Because I'm putting the information out there. It's like the sun is shining. Eventually, the snow will melt. It may not melt right away. But if the sun didn't shine, it would never melt, would it? You just don't, brothers and sisters, most of you just don't understand. You're going to understand in a minute. See? Because everybody's getting tired of this bullshit. And the thing is, like I said, you're the ones holding it up. You're the ones holding this up. You're the one holding all this up, brothers and sisters. See? But Farad's not going to hold up too much longer. See? Because he says, if I do it, just like he told Elijah, he says, do not separate the chaff from the wheat, because you might hurt the wheat. See? Farad doesn't want to hurt us, his people. He don't want to hurt us. So if he pulls the trigger too fast, because a lot of us going to be destroyed anyway. See? And I'm doing everything to minimize that number as much as possible. Have very little to no help at all. See? Because people come here, oh man, I'm with you, I'm going to help. They don't do a damn thing. They don't produce shit. All they do is produce a lot of trouble, a lot of confusion, a lot of distraction. Taking up my time with a lot of BS. And that's the whole purpose of doing that, to slow me down. To stop me if they can, to discourage me. See? And some, if they knew where I was, they would physically attack me if they could. And I'm still going on. So I'm going to talk about a few more things, then we're going to close out, brothers and sisters. The great army. See? And that's why I'm showing you scriptures here. See? Because it tells you exactly what's going on. Us coming together causes this war. Right now, you see reflection of it right here in America, because the process of coming together creates resistance. The process of coming together creates resistance. See? So the resistance is increasing. Resistance is increasing. See? Until it gets to the point where we actually, unity comes together, then it explodes. See? And then it explodes into Armageddon. But we see evidence of the resistance right now. All this stuff is going on in America. See? But our coming together caused the explosion. It's such a powerful thing, us coming together, that caused Armageddon. You got to add these things together, brothers. So I'm trying to teach you to add and subtract here. If you study scriptures, it's our coming together that ignites Armageddon. That's why they're doing everything to prevent it. And they got the demons and the scripties and everything else. Their purpose is to, even though some of them don't realize it, see, because they got they got people in there, and some of them that call themselves fathers, like they're agents. Did you see the thing when that thing, Pro Televo, they had it that I showed you about Farrakhan? It says what the FBI was trying to do. It said one thing was do is set up all different kind of organizations, all different kinds of splinter groups to spread confusion. So a lot of people are talking about, well, I'm with Elijah, and they got little groups. They're agents to pull people over to them, to keep confusion going. Oh man, he's talking Elijah, he's the seventh angel, he's Eric, he's all this. Yes, because they're all agents. They keep you from seeing this clear message right here. Because the only one telling you what's actually happening is me. I've been doing it for 30 years. And everything I say is coming like this is clear. I make it clear for you. And the world is stripping, it's coming together just like I've been telling you. It's coming together exactly like I'm telling you. It's coming to focus more every day. And I'm making it clear for you every day. So let's go and look at a couple more things and we'll close our balance sisters. Okay, we talked about Jonah. And what is it? Woe to those. Okay. Okay, we'll look at this one right quick. See here? Then he said to me, prophesy to the wind, prophesy, son of man, Suleiman. Where Suleiman come from? Son of man, Suleiman. And say to the wind, thus says the Lord God, come from the four winds. The four winds have to blow. O brethren, breathe upon these slain, they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came to them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. So why would they have to come to the army if they wasn't coming up for war? If it wasn't, they coming together wasn't causing war. An exceedingly great army. Because they're coming together cause the war. They have to be, and they're prepared for the war. See, these are prepared for the war. Exceedingly great army. They come together. They prepared. All those old ones burn off and everything else called out the way. And these exceedingly great armies. So when they come together as an army. They come together prepared. Not with the bullshit. They come together prepared. So are you preparing? See, they come together prepared. Because they causing the war and they prepare for the war. Because if you cause the war, if you go out and start a fight and you prepare for the fight, you're going to get your ass kicked. If you go out and start fights, but you prepare for the fights that you start, you're going to get your ass kicked. See? So when they come together as a exceedingly great army, so in other words, they come together because they causing the war by coming together and they prepared to fight, to defend themselves. I don't know how I can make any clear balance. You got to read this stuff. You got to pay attention to it. We talked about this already. And your troops be ready on your day of battle, see? Because they ready, prepared. Only way to be ready, you have to be prepared. Are you preparing? See? You have people come around, oh man, they ain't prepared. If you're preparing, when you prepare for battle, right? Not only do you get your stuff, but you also get the people next to you, the other fellow soldiers, because you need them to help you in the battle. If you ain't doing that, then you ain't prepared for no battle. All the troops work together. You ain't in the battle for yourself. So you're not only you preparing, but you're also getting all your people prepared. So if you ain't doing that, you ain't preparing for battle, or you gonna go to battle by yourself. See, they're stupid. That's why they don't understand all this stuff. They still operate with the analytical mind. This stuff is very clear when you think about it. And the old folks, they can't get it. The young people, it says it was only a couple of people that was old enough to even remember Moses. Remember, because it says it was only a couple of people left, right? That was of their age. Most people were just young, just left. Only a couple of people that was left that even knew Moses or was around during that time. So all the people were just young because they got rid of all the old timers. because they still had the analytical mind, still had analytical thinking. And you could, like I said, you can't teach old dog new tricks. You just couldn't get them to think with their spatial mind. They still want to hold on to analytical stuff. No matter what you say, they will hold on to it. And then they think something wrong with you because you ain't going along with that old stuff. And that's why they kept after Jesus all the time. Oh man, he told me, he said, I don't want to put old wine into new vessels. Because you spoil it, right? I mean, no, they say, you don't even put new wine into old vessels because then you poison the new wine. See, that's what I'm saying. Because you got these old vessels out here, right? And you put this new wisdom to them and they can't handle it. And you put it in there, all you're going to do is mess it all up and distort it and have you talking old ways before, right? See? You think 50,000 years ago we used to walk around talking about, Alhamdulillah, pray be to Allah. We think he was talking like that? When we are God the gods? You think we was talking like that? That's ritual. Brothers and sisters, let's see, is there anything else here? I think I covered most everything. Okay, yeah, I covered just about everything here, so. Yeah, I can just leave this here, I think. Yeah, just go with that one. Okay, brothers, I think I'll kind of leave it there. See. I can't make it any clearer. Elijah Muhammad said the truth would be so clear, even a fool wouldn't err. But there's a lot of fools out there erring. And it's simple. All you got to do is step up and start warning our people about the abomination of desolation, the Abrahamic covenant. It says he's a messenger of the covenant. If he's a messenger of the covenant, that means he's telling you, giving you why do you think they call him a messenger of the covenant? Because he's giving you the message about the covenant, which is triggered by the abomination of desolation. That's my message. It's simple. And they can't do that. See? They can't do that because they've got the analytical mind. It's simple for the spatial mind, analytical they can't get it. See? And they try to drag you back in the old Sunni BS. See? Let's go. I mean, man, we go, you know, I mean, you listen to these people and Prophet Muhammad is more important than Elijah Muhammad. See? And everybody, we're the only nation that this is our prophet for somebody else's prophet. Although we love all the prophets, but Prophet Muhammad was not sent to us. Elijah Muhammad was sent to us. Right? He be the messenger. But he proceed, it says, I was sent a messenger before me. They made the way, prepared the way before me. That couldn't have been Master Prophet Muhammad talking, because Master Muhammad, he prepared the way for Elijah Muhammad. So it was suddenly coming to Elijah's temple, so it could be Elijah. Elijah prepared the way for itself. It's very simple. So he become with the messenger to come in. He come and tell you that. See, he didn't say he was coming as a tyrant, as a ruler to control you, tell you what to do. He came to give you a message. You know, it's like when as Amazon comes and deliver you a package. You don't stand by and see what you're going to do with the package. He just give it to you. You decide what you want to do with it. So I come and give you the message. I'm not going to stay here and tell you what to do and boss over you. You don't see me doing that. I'm not going to do it. I'm here to raise gods, not Negroes, right? Not servants. I'm going to be a servant, stick with master. You love that. You have to understand, brothers and sisters. I think I gave this the middle of the night right now. It's like, what? Early in the morning, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. See, I just had to get up and talk at this. See? Because I'm on this 24/7. I mean, I live, I sleep. I'm not like Farad. I ain't there. I'm suffering energy deprivation probably more than you are. But that's all I do all night long. I very seldom get to sleep anyway, because all I'm doing is thinking about how I will get this message to my people. See? It says, he looked, it says, I'm sure the quote, it said he looked and he found no one to help him. See? He said he walked by himself. He said he looked and he could find no one to help him. He said do it by himself. That's sad. See? Our people's on life online, and the devil got you so messed up that you couldn't find anyone to help. And our people out here, lives online, and people will be lost. It says, look at the angel key, dark. You see, 2/3 of the people are not seed Abraham. 1/3 is the Shia, 1/3 is the Levites. Only 1/3 of our people is going to survive all of this in the next few days. So you think those people that playing games and talking this BS, you think they're gonna what do you think they're gonna how you think they're gonna show up? It says, don't you know you're gonna judge angels? So it's gonna be a judgment. The judgment's gonna take place here in America. The first judgment is gonna weed out the demons. That's the first one. Then it's gonna weed out all the scriptees and the liars and the time makers and those that heard the message and didn't do a damn thing with it. Because all those got blood in their hand because they say, oh, wait a minute. Because it's going to be a bloodbath in America, so I know it. All those black folks, it means it's going to be millions of black folks lying dead in the streets because they didn't flee, because they didn't know to flee. You understand? That's where America's going to be in total confusion, total resurrection, insurrection, everything. And be millions of black folks dead. Millions. People gonna be starving. You already see you see stuff in building right now. They got empty food shelves, distribution problems, all kinds of political problems, all kinds of social problems. You see all it building already. Economy, inflation, everything's falling apart already right in front of your eyes. How long before it totally collapses? And that's the environment you're gonna see. And then all of a sudden, the abomination of desolation goes down that blows everybody's mind, and all of a sudden they know who you are, and they're gonna start and then that's when somebody snatches you all together. That means cause all that resistance, and they're going to cause, and that resistance is going to cause millions to die because they wasn't ready, and so they got slaughtered. And who's going to take the blame for that? Oh, hey brother, didn't you hear about it? Yeah, man. Well, how come you didn't get out there? Oh well, your ass. Get the hell out of here. See? Shouldn't be here like that. Shouldn't be here with master's names and all this stuff. And you think, why you think a man said, don't pray for that day? The Prophet Muhammad said himself, he said he didn't think that he could survive the judgment. Read the hadith. Because nobody's going to prove your bullshit. When you see millions laying out in the street, bloody and dead, because you didn't step up, and a lot of them got your name on them, because you heard and did nothing, or you did little bit of nothing. That's not going to be on me, because everybody knows I'm giving 24/7, sick or not. See, prison or not, poor or not. That's what's happening, brothers and sisters. See, your blood's on their hands. You've been warned, you've been told. See, got time for this, got time for that, but no time for your people. But yet still you want to go into paradise without people? And when you show up there in judgment, and this person sitting down there judging you, and they got like their whole families, relatives slaughtered, and they ask you, well, didn't you know what's going on? Well, how come you didn't say nothing, brother? Speechless, huh? Well, you will be speechless, but they got surprises for you. Because at that time, you're going to wish, right? At that point, you're going to wish that you had just gave up master 100% and you was out there in the streets hollering, Abomination, desolation, 24/7, not sleeping. You're gonna wish that you gonna wish you had been doing that. See? So you can, but the analytical mind, they don't, like I said, they have no fear of God before their eyes. They don't understand consequence. They think, oh, see. Then you got some of these so-called followers of Elijah, or they think they're smart. See, but Elijah said there's no life after death. See, so if I'm wrong, I just kill myself. Yeah, okay, roll with that one. We got some news for you. See. They keep telling this stuff. None of that stuff they talk about, you hear from Farrakhan or from Sosman, explaining what's going on right now. And I've been explaining it, and I'm leading my archives. Just go out on YouTube. I've been explaining this for over a year before even you see these things. Now you're talking about, they think there'd be a war with Russia before the end of the year. They think there'll be a war with China, right, before the summer. They think there's going to be a war with Iran, right, any day now. That's what they saying. And I've been saying it for years. All you guys go back and look at my archives. Farrakhan been saying nothing like that. He ain't talking about it even now. Even as right in front of his face, he still ain't talking about it because he don't even know. Plus it's a demon. Plus they tell him what to talk about. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. The great army. You're the one that's holding up for Master Muhammad, and you're the one that's causing the war. By unity. See? By unifying, that caused the war, the resistance to it. Universal resistance because we're the gods. See? So you weren't about to hold up, you're the hold up because because all this confusion. You're confused and you're allowing all the people to spread the confusion. And you help them with the confusion because you won't listen. So you're not preparing for battle. See? So when the battle, when we come together, army come together, you're the first couch the other battle. If you're not, brothers and sisters, you're the first couch the other war because you weren't prepared for it. So when the call goes out, the battle cry goes out, abomination of desolation, you don't know where it is. So you don't flee. So you're dead. Because you weren't prepared. You're the first casualty of the war. First casualty of the war. Because you weren't prepared. See? And why wasn't you prepared? Because all these people around here keeping you confused, so you don't know you're right here from the left, keep you all confused, the scriptees, the time anchors, the old timers with that analytical thinking. Oh man, they holding you back in the past. Or you're gonna be in the past, all right? Because you don't want to be in the past when we leave, do you? Do you really want to be in the past when we leave? That means you're gonna be still here. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think I hope I covered enough here. I know it's a lot to cover, but I just want to focus on to understand what's the nature of what's going on. Our unity causes the universal resistance. That's the Armageddon. It's right now, it's in the process of unifying because we can get what can not have the power to have yet. It's causing all the confusion in America, what's going to result in total insurrection in a minute when millions of black folks will be killed. Because they're not free. Because you was too busy doing all kind of bullshit, telling us about all this stuff you're doing. We ain't interested in that. We're not interested in what you're doing here and what you're doing. We're interested in none of that. The only thing we're interested in is saving our people. That's the only focus. If you got any other objective, then get the hell away from us. If you got any other idea, get away from us. See? House on fire. So we're not interested with the Cubs are doing or what NBA doing. We're interested in getting the rescue people out of the fire of the house. If you ain't about that, then get the hell away from here. See? And we ain't wasting any time. Anybody that's not productive, like I said, it says every tree that does not produce, we cut down. If you're not productive, get the hell away, because you don't have to get away, because we just shut you out. We're not playing. See? Because right now our people we're on the verge of total destruction of 2/3 of our people. And you sitting around with your bed, with your bullshit. See? And you can't fool me. Like I said, I know how to check you out. I just squeeze you a little bit. See, see, and I squeeze you. Talking about, I'm an apple. I squeeze a little bit. Number bullshit comes out. Okay, well, what kind of apple is that? Shit apple. You can't. Don't play with me, brothers and sisters. I'm not talking to the sisters out there. I'm talking about the brothers and sisters. You know, that's another issue altogether. Don't play with me. You're playing with the wrong person. See, you're playing with the wrong person. See, but we'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.